This conference will now be
Is it
recorded.
possible to speak a bit louder?
You're able to, it's not clear. 1 second.
It is clear now. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay. So, before I start, okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Bobby. I have overall 13 years of experience. I started my career with ABAP. Then I moved to SAP UI5, Fiori, ABAP, ODATA, and Fiori Elements, and also worked on various technologies like on Btp, like Capm, Node.js, and worked on various services like API service, IoT services, SAP built process automation, build workflow, mobility, okay, and conversation AI chatbot. So there are a number of services which I'm currently working on, also various S4 HANA implementation projects also. So this is my experience. So coming from training, almost more than 7.5 years, I'm giving training on SAP UI5, Fiori, OData, and CDS views, Fiori elements, and RAP, ABAP RESTfull application programming model on BTP as well as on premises, and also giving this Capm training. So this is my experience in training. So today, what are the topics which let's go into the today's training. Okay, hope you guys are able to see my screen. So today agenda. So why SAP Cloud Application Programming Model? What is a need? Why we required? That is what which I'm going to kickstart. And what is BTP? Okay, so a lot of people are talking about BTP and everything. Why? What is it really required? BTP, okay, that is called the Business Technology Platform. Then yes, why the cloud application programming it is sitting in the BTP? Okay, obviously we will discuss about the little bit. I will not go in detail level about the Node.js. So introduction to Node.js and JavaScript. And in Node.js, what is a single thread programming model? Okay, what is that and why Node.js has become more popular and how we are going to use that Node.js in Capm, that we are going to cover, and design principles of cloud application programming model, and how the cloud application, SAP cloud application programming model will simplify the development, and flavors of Capm, and what are the golden parts of Capm, and key and benefits of the Capm, and use case demo. So this is what which why I'm going to take you today's demo. Okay, so now let's get into that. Main thing is why. Okay, why SAP, okay, cloud application programming model is required. Why it is required. Okay, so if you want to know why it is required, we need to understand that the history of the classical SAP projects, right? So obviously we need to know, even we have a lot of SAP systems, on-premises systems are there, everything is there, then why it is required? Capm. Okay, see, SAP systems are standard software, means they are giving the functionality, they are offering the functionalities, and many companies similarly need, right? So then you're customizing of these functionalities to a certain extent to adopt the system and process their approach. So many companies access those applications and fulfill their requirement, okay, by option of enhancements and etc. Right? So SAP has developed a certain product where most of the companies are also using those things. Okay, similar needs they have developed it, and so that is the reason most of the companies are purchasing that product and they are using the product. Is that right? That is how the SAP on-premises system has come into the picture. Okay, so now SAP has integrated in that system most of the functionalities which you can extend and into the same system. Yes, absolutely. If you want to enhancements, you want to call APIs, yes, you can do it. Okay, yes, SAP ERP comes with an extension of the workbench called programming language called ABAP. Okay, obviously this allows developers to work efficiently. They don't have to bother about the common aspects like authentication, setting up the database, okay, providing all the user managements, loggings. Nothing. Developers need not think about or worry about it. Is it right? You have purchased on-premises SAP system. You are not bothering about how the developer is not bothering about how to manage the loggings, how to manage the authentications, how to setting up of the database. There's nothing developer need to think about and worry about. Is that right or wrong? Right? So and the number of that is the actual product which SAP is buying, SAP has developed, and we are using it. Right? But as the number of enhancements and modification increases in the SAP system, okay, so that comes into the picture. See, let's assume that you have a big system, the SAP system, you're putting all the things in that SAP on-premises system, all your integrations, everything. And if you want to go to any upgrades are going to happen, anything, it's very difficult to handle those situations. Putting everything in one system is not a good thing. Okay, so customer ask for more functional, faster, with a better experience. So that the web has come more important, and SAP realized with some intermediate steps with SAP UI5 framework for implementing the user interface with SAP Fiori design guidelines using JavaScript. Okay, understand the slogan, keep the core clean. Okay, so instead of doing too much complex to the same system, okay, it's not good. Always there is a slogan called keep the core clean. So SAP recommended against making deep enhancements in the core system is not a good. And it becomes very harder to connect new applications and data sources without breaking efficiencies. Okay, so that is how the Capm has come into the picture. Okay, so now if you put some, instead of putting everything in the core in your SAP on-premises system, okay, everything in the all the integrations, everything, if you put in the one system, when you want to upgrade, it's very difficult. Or when you want to go do a greenfield implementations, it's very difficult, too complex. Okay, so for that SAP has come out with called cloud application programming model, keeping this in mind. Okay, keeping this mind that okay, SAP has come up with a cloud application programming model, precisely keeping in this mind of the SAP culture. Okay. So customers familiar with the deploying, maintaining, and developing SAP applications has turned to SAP with questions about developing in the cloud. See, all the SAP people are familiar with on-premises system. Okay, they're familiar with the deploying, everything in that mind. So in keeping in that sense, SAP has come out with called cloud application programming model. Okay, see, SAP wants the framework to make it easier for the developers use SAP services and systems while taking advantage of the cloud. Okay, so they were developed a cloud application programming in such a way so that the developers can use SAP services and systems while taking advantage of the cloud. This includes S4 HANA and SAP BTP. So finally, SAP Cloud Application Programming is an effective way to develop applications and services in the cloud. Okay, it provides developers with the ability to rapidly develop, test, and deploy applications to using the best practices. Now we understood why cloud application programming model has come into the picture. Any questions, guys? Is it clear why cloud application has come into the picture? So finally, SAP Cloud Application Programming Model is a framework of languages, libraries, and tools for building enterprise-grade services and applications. Okay, it aims to have a guide developers on a safe path with proven best practices and wide range of out-of-the-box solutions for recurring tasks. Any questions, guys?
Bobby, have you
Yeah.
moved the screen or have you changed the screen? Because
No, I have not changed the screen. Why
oh,
SAP
okay,
Cloud
okay.
Application
Otherwise,
Program?
I
I'm just
understood everything.
yeah, yeah. So that is the overall. The why people see lot of people will are asking question why we required cloud. We have a on-premises SAP system. That's the answer. So before I go into what is CAPM, let's understand why we required SAP Cloud Application Programming. That is called why CAPM. Okay. So now, yes, we understood why CAPM. Now, before getting into so what is CAPM, let's understand what is BTP. Anyone have any idea what is BTP? Okay. SAP BTP offers variety of runtimes like Java, Node.js, Hana, and also ABAP. Okay. And it provides a necessary runtime. For example, if you want to write the code related to C in Notepad, we cannot run. We require a C compiler. If you want to run on Java program, we have to install JRE. So sorry, Java runtime, so-called JRE. And similarly, if you want to run ABAP program, you require ABAP layer. Okay, so this type of environment, okay, where you can compile your code, execute your code, understand your code, okay, and this runtime environment is called part of BTP, and this is we call as a service as a platform. Okay, is it clear now? Understood what is BTP? Okay, so finally, SAP BTP, if you want to build innovation solutions, okay, and leverage new technologies like blockchain, machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, analytics, etc., SAP BTP is one of the best development platforms available. Okay, and it is the provides a many out of the box integration options, where you can integrate to S4, SAP S4 HANA systems, SAP Success Factors, SAP Ariba, and other SAP and as well as non-SAP systems. Okay, so using this platform, you can connect or you can build applications that connect to the systems. Okay, so SAP Cloud Platform, Cloud Foundry environment is the first choice. Okay, and also it is open source that enables you use multiple programming languages such as Java, Node.js, Python, or Go, whatever language. And also, if it's bring your own language, you bring your own language and you deploy it, it will work. See, when we talk about SAP on-premises system, it's only a BAP. SAP BTP, there is nothing, it's not stick to one technology. You bring your own language and it will execute it. It will check the syntax errors. It will run it. It's clear? Now what is the motivation of SAP Cloud Application Programming Model? What is that motivate for us to, okay, see, we have a stable on-premises system. Everything is taken care by, that's what we discussed. Okay, so now why we required cloud application programming model? Okay, so cloud development is becoming increasingly relevant for customers. Okay, and also we are getting the lot of questions. What is the best way to develop cloud applications? And best practices and guidelines are very development in developing the web cloud applications, especially. Okay, we want to ensure that, okay, to have a quality innovations, okay, and we need to have a certain framework, okay, that will guide developers. Okay, and also we have to have take away some of the core more technologies and foundational tasks, okay, to help them to okay, and to build it. And we have to focus on, we have to see about the technology perspective, and we have to see about the business logic also. But business logic is going to play very key role, because we need to focus on the business logic, not on the technology perspective. Okay, keeping that mind, okay, SAP Cloud Application Programming Model has come into the picture, where it is bringing you the best practices, best guidelines to develop the cloud applications. Okay, so the developer can focus only on the business logic instead of thinking about authentications, logging methodologies, okay, lot of other stuff, non-functional things not required to the developer to think. So
Uh,
that, yes, tell me.
Sorry, Bobby. Yeah. Is it equal
Yeah,
to
please.
AWS Azure
Yes,
when we
absolutely. That is
compare
also cloud. See, BTP is equal to Azure or Google, or sorry, that is different cloud
GCP?
services.
GCP.
BTP is nothing but is a cloud service. Like we have Azure cloud. Okay, in SAP we call it as BTP.
Yeah. Oh,
Clear? Okay. So in that we are developing using Capm. We are developing web applications, cloud applications. Okay. So what is SAP Cloud Application Program and what value it brings? So now we know, right? Now everything people are talking about cloud and everything. This is what which is going on. Okay. And also if you look at all the companies are looking for the faster development time because of the time frames. Okay, and also the rapid, okay, the technologies are going increasing, lot of new technologies are coming, and it's very difficult which today the technology will be, then tomorrow it will be some other technologies. Okay, to solve these problems, all of the problems, SAP introduced the cloud application programming model. What is that? Cloud application programming model. Is it clear? What is that? SAP has come up with a cloud application programming model. It is nothing but a framework of languages, libraries, and tools for building enterprise grade services and applications. Okay, instead of having developers worry about various technologies and their relative compatibility, okay, in the fast phase technology changes, keep on changing. Now you know, right? Lot of new things daily it is coming. So the CAP allows the developers to be a domain centric and work at a higher level of abstraction that would with traditional technology platforms and frameworks. So not worry about what is the new technologies coming. How? That is what which we are going to see in next slides. Okay. So therefore, focusing only on the business aspect of the application is correct for the developers instead of focusing on the technologies. That is how the CAPM has come into the picture. Okay. So this is a framework, okay, from SAP that lets you deliver business values faster by allowing developers to focus only on the business logic, not on the technology. So this will save your money and also reduce the effort required to program the application and make it easier to connect to SAP systems as well as third-party systems. And also it protects your investment by making the underlying technologies interchangeable, allows to you keep pace with cloud technologies. So that is what the value it is going to bring Capm. So now, so here SAP Cloud Application Programming Model is a combination of the tools, languages, and libraries that help you to build enterprise grade service applications. And you can see this graphic. See, this is the diagram which is in the middle is your CDS, okay, where you are developing, you can see, you can create a CDS view and you can develop a Node.js, you can develop a Java, you can develop SAP Fiori, You can connect to SAP HANA database or any other database. Okay, you are going to develop, you can use Business Application Studio, and also we can use VS, Eclipse VS. So open source. So now this is what which I want to tell. What is the difference between the RAP and the Capm? So most of the people have listened about RAP, ABAP RESTfull application programming called RAP, where you can develop only ABAP, and you can connect only S4 HANA database only. But when coming to the design principles, when coming to the cloud application programming model, it is open. It's giving you to choose. You choose which technology you want to use. You can select your architecture. You can pick and choose the patterns of programming model that suits your development needs best. So that is the advantage of using the cloud application programming model. Okay, so you see, this is the architecture. You are going to use a tools, Business Application Studio. You can use Eclipse. You can use Visual Studio. Okay, and where you can use a core will be Node.js, Java, or core data services. And front ends, you pick it, any view you want today. SAP Fiori, you pick it. Angular, you can pick it, or React, you can pick it. Anything, any UI technology you pick it, this will work because your core is or Node.js or CDS views and CDS. CDS. So you can connect using this technology. You can connect to any front ends. Any front end you can connect. It's not like you require only SAP UI. You can develop Angular applications. You can develop React, etc. And one more advantage is you can connect to any database. You can connect to S4 HANA database. You can connect to SQLite database. You can connect to MongoDB. You can connect to PostgreSQL database, etc. You connect to any database. It's open. There is no this thing that you have to do this. See, when you come to the RAP, yes, you have to go with ABAP and you can connect to only the HANA database. Okay. When you talk about S4 on-premises system, it's only ABAP. That's it. You are inside the system. You can only use ABAP. But when you coming to cloud application programming, you pick which technology you want. It's open. Any questions, guys? No, right. Okay. Zero lock-in. That's what. There is no lock for you to use the technology. It's up to you. You can choose any technology of your choice. There is no locked in. Mandatory path with this programming model. Nothing, no mandatory. You to build your UI, you can choose Fiori elements or you can choose any other technologies as well. So keeping pace with the rapidly changing world of cloud technologies and platform is a major challenge. Obviously, today you are seeing AngularJS, tomorrow you are seeing React, and day after tomorrow you are seeing something. But Capm doesn't matter. You pick your technology. Okay, so as I said, right, keeping pace with the rapidly changing world of cloud technologies and platforms is a major challenge when having to hardware too many things to today's technologies, which might be soon become obsolete. So CAP avoids such lock-ins through higher level concepts and APIs. How it is avoiding? By having higher level concepts and APIs. Like platform specific deployment approach and techniques, platform specific identity providers and authentication strategies, on offboarding of tenants, synchronous protocols like REST ODATA, okay, asynchronous channels and brokers like SAP Event Mesh, MQ or Kafka, different database technologies including SQL, NoSQLs. So I am not sticking anything. You develop which technology you want. Tomorrow when you came, you use it. on how it is doing by going with these approaches. Any questions, guys? So now how this SAP Cloud Application Programming Model simplifies your development. Okay, how it is going to simplify your development. Let's assume we are building an e-commerce application to be hosted in SAP BTP platform. Okay, apart from focusing on the business requirements for the application, you will need to put effort into addressing many non-functional requirements. That the application should support multi-tenancy, the application should support RESTful architecture and provide services in ODATA format, the application should be properly modelized to support a microservice architecture. Okay, it should support building, testing, deploying, and running the applications, operate seamlessly with minimal man effort. This all non-functional requirements you need to focus, right? So this completely will simplifies. If the Capm itself take care of everything, obviously it simplifies your development. Database, you need to connect to the different databases. A lot of other things are there which you need to take care of if you are not going with the Capm approach. So this all the things will take care of by Capm framework. So this will simplify your development. Clear? Any questions until now? So now what are the two flavors are there in a SAP Cloud Application Programming Model? Okay, so the Cloud Application Programming Model framework is available in two flavors. One is Node.js and Java. Okay, so both flavors are in sync in terms of features and characteristics. However, their internal technical implementations are different. So both are same, but internally technical implementations is different. But the overall it is same. The implementation of the business logic is similar for both Node.js and Java flavors. The major difference is in writing the custom logic. Simple. Obviously, the Java has its own language. Node.js has its own language. So the programming model provides the option to write custom language logic. For Node.js, you will need to write in JavaScript, while for Java, you will be using Java classes. So this is the two-way where you will be writing your code. Any questions, guys?
Bobby, I have a question here. As I'm
Yes.
a SAP ABAP developer, so
Mhm.
I have to learn that Node.js or Java.
Yes, yes. So we are not okay. I got your question. So, but
Okay.
as I said, you have two options whether you want to go to
Mhm.
Node.js or Java. Absolutely, out of these two, you need to learn one. There is no doubt in that.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
okay. But in my trading, I'll be focusing on Node.js.
Node.js. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello,
Any more
Bobby.
questions?
I have a doubt. Like you told, you can build machine learning and AI programs in Capm, right? For
I
us,
said
like
machine.
yeah,
No, no, no. Sorry to interrupt. I said
sorry.
you can build machine learning program. Bring your own language in BTP.
Okay, okay, not in Capm. Okay, sorry,
Yes. Yeah.
sorry.
No problem. No
Uh,
problem.
Bobby, if I go with this and I need a development server, so will you guys provide
No,
if I go
Capm
with
is
this?
the BTP is providing you the server, right? BTP is the server where you can develop. That is what I said. Now, what is BTP? It is providing your framework services to where you can develop it.
I
Is
mean to say,
and one of
if I
uh,
if I create
go ahead.
account, then will it be charged?
It's a trail account is there, okay, where it is a free trail account. It is not chargeable. License obviously it will be charged. We are going to use a trail account to develop the Capm applications.
Okay, so I would
Okay,
like to know more about licenses.
okay. So that we can discuss later.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys? So now we said that SAP Cloud Application Programming Model is a best framework and it's a golden path. Why golden path? As I said, it is going to bring best frameworks to develop applications, right? So what is that best framework? What is that best golden path? Okay, so now following the golden path of the programming model helps you to implement data models, services, and UIs in order to develop the standalone business applications. Okay, so SAP Capm is recommending to build applications in as follows. Okay, so you define your data model. Okay, then you define services that will translate into ODATA services. And then you build the custom logic, either it is Java or Node.js, which will be handling database connections, all the validations, or business logic will put in Java or Node.js. Then you add your Fiori. This is a SAP is recommending to do this approach. Any questions in this one? No, right, okay. So now, obviously, so this is how the high level building blocks technologies. Okay, so we are going to pick any development tool like Visual Studio or a BAS, and you develop a CDS view, and you connect to the S4 HANA systems, SAP Fiori. These are all the infrastructures where you can develop the cloud application programming model. Okay, so what are the key qualities and benefits to use Capm? Okay, so obviously SAP Capm is providing you to develop applications. It is giving the golden path of best practices and best framework. Okay, so this will reduce that lot of development effort, and also lot of, by using this practice, there is automation of the time consuming task can reduce completely. Okay, there will be minimal code will be required to you if you follow this approach. Okay, no abstraction, minimal overhead. Okay, so while using this golden path, it's very easy to connect connect to different databases. Okay, where you can get the access to all the native capabilities. Okay, openness, freedom of the choice. Obviously, you can pick any technology you want to pick. That's up to you. Okay, so as I said, the golden path is recommended by Capm or SAP, but not mandatory. So with this golden paths, you're not locked in. You can choose whatever path you are more comfortable taking it. See, everything is open. You pick it what you want to do. But I am giving certain good frameworks, certain golden paths. If you use that, it's the best practice. So by using declarative approaches like CDS and a combination of enterprise grade tools and services and a golden path of best practices, we greatly increase developers' productivity and speed up the development process. So this means we significantly reducing time to market. And moreover, this ensures many essential non-functional features like multi-tenants, extensibility, supportability, and maintainability. That is a reason advantage of using Capm and using that golden paths frameworks to develop the applications. Any questions, guys? Obviously, it's a safeguarding investment. As I said, you pick any, today is one technology, tomorrow another technology has come, it doesn't matter for us. Okay, it can handle easily. Okay, so finally understood what is Capm. In the Capm, why we are using Node.js. Okay, and what is the golden path? Anyone have any questions before I get into the Node.js? Anyone have now clear? Everyone got cleared about what is Capm and why we are using Capm? Any questions? You guys are understanding or confusing? Please let me know. I'm here to explain, clear your doubts. Lot of innovation projects are happening in Capm. A lot of projects, keeping everything into SAP on-premise system, everything, it's not a good, because we always, there is a theme, keep the core clean. Instead of putting everything into one system, it's always to put it into the separate systems. And if your innovation projects or anything you're doing, Capm is the best framework to develop. And in that, we are using Node.js and JavaScript. Or JavaScript, sorry, or Java, not JavaScript, sorry, Node.js or Java. So why we are using Node.js? To build the business logic, to develop the business logic. Okay. Any questions until now? So let's get into the Node.js fast, and we'll go with the demo so that we can close fast. So Node.js is heavily used JavaScript framework. Obviously, Node.js is heavily used JavaScript framework for server-side applications development, and it's developed on Chrome OS version, a JavaScript engine, and it helps compiling JavaScript directly into the native machine code. In other words, Node.js allows to build complex and powerful applications without having to write any complex code. Understood? What is Node.js? To develop the server-side web application development. So that is the reason we are using Node.js in our development Capm. Now inside the nodes, it is just nothing but it's JavaScript. Okay, so what is Node.js? We will understand the client-server architecture, okay, and multi-thread model following in terms of architecture. Okay, so we will look at limitations of what is multi-thread architecture and how Node.js solve those limitations. Okay, using single thread architecture. Okay, so now let's assume the client-server architecture. Okay, so left side you see these are the users. Okay, they're accessing the applications. Okay, and using this application, they're sending the request to the server, and inside the server you have the database. So this is the client server architecture. So in the client server architecture, if you look at this one, user interacts with the client machine like laptops, desktops, and mobiles with client machine using user makes server generates request. Yes, it's generating request and sends to the server. Yes, it is sending to the server, and server takes those requests and processor request and send back to the results in the form of responses. You see, sending back the response and understands with help of, okay, let's say you can take Uber example. When they are generating cab request, and those requests is sent to the Uber server, and Uber checks in the database that are active and available in that region and allocate pass cab to the customer, and the server send back to the card details or drive details to the customer in the form of responses. So this is how the client server architecture is there. Yes or no? Now how this has been resolved by Node.js, we are going to see the example. As I said, the example is with the help of, with taking Uber example, you are generating a cab request, and those requests will send to the server, and Uber checks in the database and see any active are available in that region and allocates it. That is how it works, right? Any questions on this example? Then how Node.js has solved this example we are going to see. And obviously Uber is using Node.js only to develop their application using Node.js technology only. Any questions on this example? Sorry, I would say client server architecture. Next, how we can solve this example. There are different ways are there. Let's assume if we use a multi-thread model. Okay, now you see request a person is sending request to the server. Okay, and based on the request, it is creating multiple threads, thread A, thread B, thread C, etc. And again, it is sending back to the client, you see, by handling request A, handling request B, handling request C. Okay, so whenever new request comes, a new thread is getting created, you see, maps a new thread from the thread pool to incoming request, and the thread is responsible for processing those requests and sending back the response. So the number of requests is equal to number of the threads and use it from the thread pool. Now the thread presence in the thread pool are in the limited number based on the resources, right? For example, how many threads you can add, that much only it can handle it, right? And also you have one-to-one mapping to the thread. So if you look closely, you will find the limitations over here. Suppose we have millions of the requests coming per second, and the thread present in thread pool are a limited number. So there will be a situation when all the threads are exhausted from the thread pool. Okay, so an incoming request has to wait until the thread processes the last request and returns back the result. So this is the situation of the scalability, and having more resources will not work out when we use multi-thread model. See, understood what? So if there are millions of requests are coming per second, it can't handle it, and it has to wait until the request back from the database. So that is the disadvantage of using multi-thread model. Then before going to the single thread model, let us understand the second limitation of the multi-thread model. Okay, so the second limitation of the multi-thread model is whenever a thread is working on shared resources, it acquires a lack of that resources, so it has to wait. So you can see here in multi-thread model, for every request, server create a separate thread which handles such request. And if thread acquires a lock in the shared resource set, it is going to block all the threads. So it got blocked. So to overcome this one, Node.js has come into the picture called single thread. So Node.js is an event driven handling all the requests asynchronously from the single thread. So that is the reason Node.js has become very popular in developing the applications, and most of the most of the clients are using Node.js. If you look at Uber, okay, whatever other technologies they're using Node.js to handle it. Any questions, guys? So that is the reason we are using Node.js in our Capm to develop a business logic. Any questions, guys? So let's not go too much in the Node.js. Anyway, it's a part of my training that we will take care of. So now, yes, let's go into the demo, use case demo. Now, how to build a Capm applications. Until now, anyone have any questions, guys? Sorry, any questions until now?
Bobby, I have a two-part question, but I guess I'll ask you at the end of the session.
Okay, sure. Any more questions regarding to Capm? Okay. Now let's start developing the Capm applications. So let's don't understand how it is developed. Okay, let's understand the high level architecture, what we are going to do. Okay, so I'm just going to the terminal. So I'm creating a folder called cap_demo. Okay. So now I'm going to open that. Okay, so you can see a project has been created called cap_demo. Yes or no? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do cd, okay, cd here, cap underscore demo. So I'm inside this project now. Sorry, this one. Okay, now I'm going to create a, okay, so now I'm inside the project, yes or no? So now I'm going to create a Capm project by cds int. That's it. It's going to create a Capm project for us. So if you expand this Capm demo, okay, see, it has created app. It's for developing the UI application, DB for the databases, okay, and SRB, it is generated ODATA services. For giving the keyword CDS in it, it created a cap project for us. Now I'm trying to open this project individually. Open folder under the projects, and I'm cap underscore demo. I'm just clicking OK. Any questions until now, guys? So it has created for us. Now here file, I'm going again terminal, new terminal. So I'm opening this project individually here. Okay, so as I said, everything is related to the, okay, everything is related to the Capm framework or a golden path. We are going to follow this golden path and we are going to build our applications. Now we are going to create a database entities. Yes, okay, that is what which we are going to do. Let's start with the, we can see three major folders. One is app, DB and service. Okay, we will work on them one by one and we'll get to know the functionality about this, all these three. So let's start with the DB folder. Okay, what it contains? It contains a database entity which is based on the CDS model. Okay, so what we will be doing, right, the design time artifacts declared in this file will be converted to runtime physical artifacts in the database. Okay, in this example, the entities will become tables. Okay, so now right click on the database folder. Okay, then create a new file. Okay, that is called data hyphen model.cds. Okay, so this will convert like a tables. So I'm just copying and pasting it because this is a demo. Namespace I'm giving demo because it should follow the same namespace. App underscore demo should follow the same namespace. Okay. Now I'm creating an entity called sales order. Okay. And inside the entity, I have the fields. You can think in this way. I'm creating a table called sales order, and inside this, I have the fields. Any questions until now? And I'm giving a namespace for this cap underscore demo. Any questions? So this is how we are going to create a structure. What a data model we are doing it. Okay, so we have created an entity name called sales orders, and which we have some properties, and it will create a table with 7 fields. Okay, and which having the key as primary key sales order number. Clear? Any questions on this point? Okay, so now yes, we are done. Very easy, what we have done, nothing. So now we are going to create a service. Okay, we will declaring services to expose the database entities we declared in the previous step. So now we are creating a service. Okay, so we are creating a service. Very simple, straightforward. Nothing is here too complex in everything. Okay, so now I'm creating cat hyphen services or CDS. Okay, and open this one. And now using, you see, so now using cap underscore demo as DB, this one, and from where DB and data hyphen model. So I'm getting from them and I'm creating a service. For what? This is your entity name which you created, you see. Okay, and as a projection db.sales orders. So I'm giving a name. Okay, this is how it works. Done. So now we are exposed. We are exposing it, right? So now everything is done. So this is, see how simple it is. So we have created a cap service that will expose our entity sales order number. Any questions until now? We have created a entity and we are exposing it. That's it. Now we will build it. Okay, CDS build is completed. So now what we will do, right? If I want to, okay, so now let's do CDS watch. That will execute our application. So open. You see it has created. You see, if you see metadata, okay, see entity name, you see sales order, and you see primary key and this fields. It's created, done. And also if you go back here, this is a metadata, and you can also see Fiori preview also, you can see. So what is that CDH watch will help you to run your project which you have built till now. It will take some time to open. See, of course the columns names will not come because you just click on this and you see this is the name which you have given. Click go. Okay. Now what we have done, we created an entity and we exposed it and we got the app. How simple it is, see? Yes or no? So now let's okay, so now let's everything is done. Let's put some data. Okay, adding data to the database entity. Okay, so now we'll create one file and what we will do, we will be putting some dummy data. Okay, so now you see in the DB folder we have to follow the golden paths, that is a framework which is a good practice to follow. So I'm creating a new folder called data. Okay, so inside the data I'm going to create one file. Okay. So please make sure that it should be the same name, cap underscore demo. So then only automatically data will get inserted. That is the advantage of using if you follow the cap framework, everything will be automatic. So now I'm right clicking. Okay, new file. Okay, I'm giving cap underscore demo sales orders .csv. Okay, so now you come back and I'm just copying this data, then I'm pasting it. Now see it is run automatically, you see, because I use CDS watch. Now you go back and refresh this page and you go to Fiori overview. Then select these columns and click OK. So data is also displaying. You see how? Because we have used the golden path framework. Okay, if you have given the same name cap underscore demo, automatically data will get inserted. Have you done anything for this to insert the data? Nothing. Any questions, guys, until now? Anyone have any questions? So we are able to expose the data also very easily. Yes or no? how easily we have exposed. Okay, so now we will be as is. Okay, so come back to the framework. Okay, very simple framework. DB, it has data service, we are exposing it. Now what is this app? Where we can create a Fiori app. What is that? We can create a Fiori app here. Okay, okay, so we can create a Fiori app also. Okay, so now file. Okay, new project from template. Okay, so here you can pick any UI technology. Yeah? It's up to you. I'm just picking the SAP Fiori only. Yeah, it's on our, of course, we are running out of the time. Just give me 5-10 minutes more. Okay, SAP Fiori application. Okay, then here I'm
We
selecting,
can
yeah,
also
tell me.
use, I'm sorry. We can also use React, Angular,
Anytime,
Vue.js,
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
and Fiori is
That
one
is,
of them.
yes, yes, absolutely, you're right.
Uh, I don't
List report object page, click next. So what is the data source? So we are using the local cap project which we have created because we are here only, right? And yes, this is our project. This is cap underscore demo. Then yes, obviously this is a service, see, Node.js. Okay, click next. Yes, this is your entity name. Yes, I'm telling that automatically add table columns. Yes, I'm giving. Click next. So I'm just giving a name of the module like Bobby UI. Yeah, Bobby UI. Okay, sales app. Then you just click on finish button. So now you see it is getting running. Click back button. Okay, now refresh this page. See, you see here, web application has come. See, Bobby UI web app index.html. Just click on it. And see, automatically columns has come and click go button. This is your application. Any questions, guys? How easy it is? See, that is the reason SAP Capm, you don't require to worry about the technology. You don't require to worry about authorization. You don't require to worry about logins. Everything the framework will take care of. You need to just follow those authentication methodologies in our code, enough done. It will take care of everything. Is it easy? So what is these three things which we have? If you follow the golden path, it's very easy approach that we have already seen it, right? One is the app, DB, and service. Service, we are exposing the service. DB related to the database, and where we are designing the CDS, and app, we are developing Fiori app. You pick your app, your technology. Yes. Any more questions, guys? This is what
But
which I
Manoj,
want to show. Yeah,
if
tell
you
me.
have more time and can give give us a demo on Node.js, it would be great.
No, no. Node.js is completely it is part of my training. That is part of my training. It's not on the demo. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby,
Any more questions, guys? Yeah,
may
please.
know where in this app, DB, or like service, like
Yeah. Ah, yeah.
service, and
Uh,
where do you use the Node.js?
Okay, okay, you are telling that like where we can create Node.js. So under the
Yeah.
okay, that is your question, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in the service we'll create .js files.
Okay, you'll be giving the logics over in the service,
Yes,
right? Like,
in the
okay, okay.
yeah, in the creating different files in the service.
Got it. Okay.
Or in yeah, please tell me. Any more questions?
So here in the database, we have given just file name here, like the static data. So for example,
Hmm.
we want to bring the data from like Hana, or there is
Hmm.
another
Any
SQL from,
database you can pick it up.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So here only we need
Hmm.
to do the configuration, like
See, no, see, as I said, you are
Mhm.
creating only the data modeling here.
Data model.
Okay. Yes, you pick
Okay,
it up. Any database is another next level steps.
okay, okay.
Okay.
All right. Mhm.
Mhm. You are
Bobby,
designing the data model. Now see, I'll show you the another forgot to mention. So now I am going to deploy this one to the HANA database. This table will create in HANA DB. Okay, I am going
Okay,
to deploy this data model in the what I can say into the PostgreSQL database. It will create a table and with these fields. I am going to deploy this CDS, this data modeling CDS in the MongoDB. It is going to create a table and it is going to create these fields.
okay, got it.
We are defining only the data model here. That is the advantage of the Capm. You pick your
Mhm.
DB. I'm defining the table, data model, and I will deploy it to any database. Today,
Okay,
client
got
says
it.
MongoDB. Tomorrow, they will say XYZ. Yes, I can deploy it without again going to the database and creating the tables. No,
so
Mhm.
you mean to say I don't have to change the definition?
sorry.
I mean, I don't
We are
have to change the
see here. We
definition
are
of
defining
the.
only the data model. We are defining the data model here. That's it. And you deploy to any DB.
Okay. So the syntax and code
Okay.
will be the same. Like data model dot CDS will
Correct.
be the same.
Yes. Yes. Same.
Okay.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Uh,
Yeah.
Bobby, one
Existing.
question from
Yeah.
Deepak.
One by one. Please. Yeah. Please, Deepak, tell me.
Yes. If I want to use any existing table from S4HANA Cloud, we have S4HANA Cloud. Let's say I want to develop a S4HANA Cloud application.
Okay.
Can I pull a table and can I
No.
use
See, I'll
a
tell you. No.
entity
No.
over here?
That is how will not work. See, when you are talking about CAPM, we discussed about one point. Okay, everything now it is exposing through a APIs. Okay, you cannot pick a table. It's always good practice to get it as an API, and you can use that in API. Okay,
So
is it clear?
you mean to say if I want to develop a CAPM application with
Hmm.
some standard tables of S4HANA Cloud or something, so you mean to say that
Hmm.
I need to uh, bring it
See,
through
it's
API?
yes, that is the best practice. That is the best practice. Okay.
And how I can create an entity if I want to bring something from my standard
No, no, no. See,
S4HANA,
no, no, you
tables
won't
and all?
create an entity yet. You are talking about a different way. So I'm sending from my CAPM to S4. But you are telling that S4HANA is everything is there. I don't want to fetch the data from that S4HANA into use CAPM. That is your question. There is a
Yeah.
lot of differences there in between these two. Okay. So already it is standard tables or the data is there. You want to get it in your CAPM. Yes, you can get it through an API. You are not going from CAPM to S4HANA. You are telling that everything is there. I want to just get data. Then you use API. Then why you want to
Actually,
connect
my
to the database
uh,
and get it?
let me put my question in this way. For
Mm,
example, uh, forget about CAPM. For example, I
mm,
have one application in our traditional on-premise environment. In the
okay.
on-premise environment, I think we can create an entity and I can use custom tables as well as standard table combinations, and I can develop an
Mm,
application, right? Because I
okay.
always never have only custom scenario, and I always may never have a standard table scenario. So sometimes
Okay.
what happens, we develop an application in which we create some custom tables, we create some standard tables, and we use them in combination. Correct?
Okay. Correct.
I may need to take the data from my application, and ultimately I use some BAPI or something and insert the data in my standard table. Let's take a purchase order create
I got your
scenario.
question. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically, the
That is normal
combination
approach.
I can use a custom table I can create, and EKKO table also I can use to by using BAPI, PO create and all. I will insert the data in those standard tables as well. Now this
But how you are
Capm is
exposing it? No, my question. How you are exposing that? Of
through
course.
OData service
How you are
exposing.
correct. Through OData. Okay. Keep it that question. Now you keep it that point. Now
Yeah,
what is your question?
yeah. Now
Now what is
my
your question?
intention is here Capm you created an entity that I understand it. So entity will be deployed into various DBs. You are saying like
Hmm. Correct.
SQL or MongoDB, whatever the DB. Now, is this
Hmm.
like the CAPM is used only for custom table scenario? Can't
Correct.
we use a
Obviously.
combination of
Obviously.
custom table and standard table combination?
No, 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 no. See, it is SAP standard tables is specific to SAP. Yes or no? SAP standard tables is specific to SAP, right?
Correct.
Correct. If you, it will not be in any other databases. If you go to HANA database in the cloud, you will not see any standard tables. Leave about the other databases. If you go to the HANA database, it's a plain database which SAP is providing you. It's a plain database. It is not like it's a
Okay.
mix of the standard tables. It is going to put it. No,
No,
it will not be that.
in the
It is a
in the
plain
HANA
database.
and yeah, Bobby, I
No,
understand. In the
yeah.
cloud HANA, I know that it will not have any standard tables. It's plain database.
Mm,
Actually, my
correct.
intention of asking question is CAPM is used only for custom applications
Obviously, obviously,
development.
obviously. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay, not like in our on-premise we
Mm,
can develop an application which I can where I can use both standard tables
no,
as
no,
well as
no,
custom tables and all
no,
mixing I can
no,
do
no,
in
no.
on-premise. Okay, so
That's what I'm
purely
saying.
custom
No.
tables I need to create, and we can deploy them
Yes,
into various DBs, and custom
correct,
application we need to create.
correct. You're right.
Okay. So, for example, I want to create a application using S4HANA Cloud. So
Mhm.
in those case,
You
can
have
I
to create an
use?
API. Yes, you can create an
Okay,
API and you can consume it in the Capm.
okay. So consume means only one flow, that is backend the S4HANA to
No,
CAPM data will come
no, 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 no,
in
no, no,
both the
no.
ways.
OData service. See, we are, as I said, no, OData service is a protocol that is called which follows REST protocol. Using that protocol, you are able to consume. You can do anything. Okay, whether it is
Okay.
a create, update, delete, get, anything you can do.
Okay.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys?
Bobby, if we are ending this session, I have just two-part question.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
first thing is, how is this course favorable to someone who comes from a non-SAP background but from a programming background?
Okay. So how? No, sorry, come again. What is your question? How?
I will repeat that. How is this
Yeah,
course
please.
favorable for someone who is coming from a non-SAP background but holds a
Got it. Got it.
programming background?
Okay. So see, if you look at this, the combinations which we are touching is a Node.js. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a completely
Mm-hmm.
new. There's nothing that he need to know ABAP, right?
Okay.
And the
Okay.
JavaScript, there's nothing you need to know ABAP,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's assume that like you pick any UI asset. One of the UI you can pick SAP UI5 or Fiori elements. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
that not
Mm-hmm.
required any ABAP knowledge.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So anyone can learn this technology.
Okay. And the second part of this question is, how would be the support post the training session?
Okay.
Supposedly,
So
if someone,
hmm, go
okay,
ahead.
supposedly if someone is working uh, on an application which is obviously not on ABAP, as you just mentioned, would there
Mm.
be any help from the faculty provided if there is any kind of understanding which is to be needed, or some kind of troubleshooting, or any kind of knowledge base that is to be shared?
Okay, so there is no faculty, it's me. Okay, I am only
Mm-hmm.
person who is giving training. Okay, there is no
Uh-huh.
one. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so the thing is that if you got stuck, I am going to guide you, but not I am going to
Oh
develop you.
yeah, guidance is only required. That's what
Yeah,
my question
obviously.
was.
Guidance is always there. See, I'm from past more than 7.5 years. I'm giving various trainings on various technologies. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, a lot of people are coming to me and I'm guiding them. It's not like
Uh-huh.
that. I'm not guiding. I'll guide, but I some people will come and say, please help me to develop. No, that is not possible.
Right. No, no, the development is certainly not the case over here. It's just about the
No.
guidance.
Guidance is absolutely there in architecture, designing guidance or resolving some solutions, anything.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Only that is required, nothing else.
Absolutely, absolutely is there.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Bobby.
What are the
This
topics which
conference
I'm
will now
covering?
be recorded.
I'm just going to explain. Okay, I hope you guys are able to see my screen. So I'll start with BTP. Okay, BTP overview, what is tenants, what is service marketplace, subscriptions, HTML applications, then what is multi-tenancy in BTP. Okay, single tenant, multi-tenant, benefits of multi-tenants. Okay, and security in BTP. Obviously, security is going to play a very key role. Okay, what is identity provider, what is cloud identity authentications, what are different authentication methodologies are there, then CAPM. So design principles. Yes, we have discussed what are golden paths, what are entities, what is data model, what are best practices, reusing the model, what are the common aspects, connecting to SQL and HANA database we are going to do. Okay. Then domain model, persistent models, what is RESTful APIs. Okay. And also we are going to use SAP Fiori elements to develop the Fiori apps. Okay, then how to implement functions, actions, debuggings, how to query APIs, how to event handling. This all will be CAPM. So before we start CAPM, I will go with the JavaScript because the base for the Node.js is JavaScript, right? So we are going to use the JavaScript. We will kickstart with the JavaScript. We'll go in depth. Then we'll move to the Node.js. That is how I will start. Then Node.js, obviously we need to know Node.js before we go to CAPM. So obviously up to certain level, I'll go to the Node.js, then we'll come to the CAPM. Then we'll develop the applications. Then also we are going to use SAP Build Work Zone service in BTP to build a launchpad and create as a tile in the Fiori launchpad. So these are the topics which I'll be covering. Okay. So daily it will be more than 1.5 hours. So recording sessions will be there, view access for 12 months. Okay. Then programs, PPTs, study materials where you can download. Every Friday I'll be giving exercises and based on the topic, and I'll be providing interview question and answers on CAPM, Fiori and Fiori elements. Okay. So I'm starting new batch from August 1st onwards.
You said
Okay.
August first week, right?
Like
This
Yeah.
conference will now
database we
be
will use
recorded.
in this our training session, like in backend to deploy the application.
Sorry, come again. What is your question?
So what database we are going to use in the training
Okay.
session?
We are going to use, we are